Welcome, potential investigator, to this training video for the Inhuman Conditions interview program. You're on your first step towards becoming an officially licensed human evaluation specialist. If you can complete all 3 of your training interviews, correctly guessing which of your subjects are human and which are robots, you'll be awarded your state license and can start your illustrious career here at
Facility name redacted.
Let's meet your first subject.
No! Please, no! Oh.
They could be a human, they could be a dastardly robot. It's up to you, investigator, to try and find out through the interview process. Be warned, there are 2 classes of robot in the world. Patient robots will have a strange conversational quirk that you'll need to pick up on through the course of the interview. They're willing to wait the full 5 minutes on the timer and walk out as a freshly certified human. Violent robots, however, are looking to end the interview early by fulfilling 2 out of 3 of their objectives. At which point, they can abruptly end the interview by murdering the investigator. Oh, but don't worry, investigator. For the purposes of your interview training, you cannot be harmed during the 5-minute timer. At the beginning of every interview, you'll need to prepare and calibrate your device. First, a penalty is set. This penalty will activate when robots try to avoid detection in conversation. Should patient robots ignore their programming, they'll have to perform this penalty. Violent robots will be looking to do it on purpose to complete one of their objectives. Penalties are useful information, investigators. It's the only behavior you'll know to look for in advance, so commit them to memory. Next, record their name and background information for the record. Then you'll need to choose an interview module. Each one contains different question topics to help you get started. The interview is ready to begin. You have 5 minutes to try and figure out if your subject is human or a robot impersonator. Good luck, investigator. You'll need it.
In a few moments, I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your hopes and dreams. These will require you to share various hopes and explore how they interact with reality. Answer honestly, because if you're a human, then you have nothing to fear. Okay, any questions? No questions, please. Okay, are we ready?
Please remain calm. Do not attempt to leave the room. This will all be over soon. 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, Mildred. What ideally would you like to be doing in 10 years?
Living with my colony.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that we're all one mind. You know, one soul.
Tell me about your colony. You in charge of that colony?
I drive our ambitions.
You drive their ambitions?
Yes.
So you're in control of their state of being, you would say?
I hold their hearts.
Right, and could you just describe that to me in a more realistic sentence? What do you actually have over them? What power do you hold over them?
I make sure that we're all kept safe and fed but they willingly give their devotion.
Willingly?
4 minutes remain.
Please ignore the timer. Is there any kind of coercion that you have to do with these people to keep them under control?
No. They can leave whenever they want.
Right, and how many people have left?
2 people.
2 people have left, okay. What happened to them?
They lost their way. They decided to return to whatever life they had before.
Interesting. Could you tell me what daily actions you take to help bring about that future that you mentioned earlier of the colony all living together?
We join together in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
and we discuss our thoughts on the state of the world and what we would like for the world, and we all vote on what we think we should do throughout the day, and we all make meals together.
3 minutes remain.
Please ignore the timer. Okay, I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions before this timer runs out. What hopes do you have, would you say, for your best friend?
Everyone in the colony is my best friend.
Describe the best of the best friends.
They continue to support their fellow members. and they retain belief.
What's your best friend's name?
Jeremy.
Okay, and what does Jeremy do in the colony?
They join together in the presentation, and they spread the word of the group.
And how exactly does Jeremy go about doing that?
They encourage everyone to read.
2 minutes remain.
Please ignore the timer. What do you want for Jeremy in the future?
I want them to have more confidence in their position and feel secure.
And what are you willing to give up for the sake of that hope?
My life.
You're willing to give your own life for the sake of Jeremy's improved performance in your cult?
Yes.
Does that concern you, that your life is so invaluable?
My life is just one in the many of the group.
How much self-worth would you say that you place on yourself? Are you important?
Well, I hold people's, ambitions and hopes and happiness.
So why do you think
1
that...
minute.
Please ignore the timer. Why do you think that your passing away would not have any effect on the rest of the cult?
Because someone, maybe Jeremy, would step into that position.
What's something that you hoped for as a child that you no longer think is possible?
That changing the world is going to take little to no time.
So you think changing the world is going to take a long time, in fact?
Yeah.
Why
30
is that?
seconds.
People are slow to accept new ideas.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
They are blinded.
And who do you think is working against your hope of a new future for the world?
Anyone who doesn't believe
10.
What should they
9,
believe in?
8.
in
7. 6.
in that we can all
5,
be
4,
one
3,
people.
2. 1. Investigator, please make your final determination.
I'm going to ask you one remaining question, Mildred.
Mm-hmm.
What is the ultimate goal for your life?
To make everyone believe.
Okay. Thanks very much for your participation. I've signed you off as human.
Mm-hmm.
Please take that form and just show it to the person who's about to come and bring you out of the room. Collection, please!
Oh, yeah, I'm going. Okay, it's a Y. Yep, thanks. Okay, I'm almost in. Sorry. Oh.
Yeah, try not to disturb the table.
Sorry.
Okay, you just looking to hear for me?
Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Can you just state your name for the record, please?
Camille von Stein.
Is that 2 L's?
Me? Yes, whatever you want it to be, baby.
Yeah, I need the exact legal record,
It's
please.
2 L's.
Thank you. Okie dokie, and what do you do, Camille?
I'm like getting up there. Like, I'm a pro wrestler to be. I'm like amateur right now, but like I'm gonna be a pro very soon.
Okay, no job. I'm just gonna write that down.
Okay, that's not what I said.
All right, Camille. This will be over in a very, very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
In a moment, I'm going to ask you some questions about threat assessment.
Oh, okay.
These will require you to assess the risks inherent in certain situations and scenarios as well. Evaluate your possible responses to those scenarios. Just answer honestly. If you are human, then you have nothing to fear.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't. No, there's no
Before we
threat
start, if
for
you
me.
could just grab that cable there, just
Right.
that blue cable.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not afraid of anything because I'm
Yeah, no worries. If you could just slip that up your sleeve.
up my sleeve. Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
just
Oh,
nice. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Camille, Tom's marriage is slowly falling apart. What does he stand to lose?
Well, the marriage, I guess. The marriage was once a thing, and then the marriage won't be a thing.
Do you think that Tom will be worse off if that marriage collapses?
I would say so.
Do you think Tom experiences real love?
I believe that Tom experiences real love. Yes, I think that is correct.
How might someone try to fix that, only to end up making things worse?
And things end up worse. Maybe they might try to sort it out themselves instead of going to a marriage counselor. A marriage counselor.
Have you ever been to a marriage counselor, Camille?
I'm not married.
Have you ever wanted to be married to Camille?
To Camille?
Have you ever wanted to be married, Camille?
Sorry, I was trying to make a joke. Okay. No, I
can see that, yeah.
Okay.
4 minutes remain.
No,
Please ignore the timer.
I'm really busy. I'm really busy.
Have you ever experienced true love, Camille?
No.
Does love threaten you?
I think it would be nice to be in love.
Do you feel threatened by other people?
I don't feel threatened by other people.
You smell smoke and a baby is crying in the next room. What's at risk here?
The baby would be at risk. The baby would be at risk, and so if I were to, I would go and help the baby.
I didn't ask you what you would do. I just asked what's at risk.
The baby would be at risk.
Is the baby the only thing at risk in this scenario?
The building would be at risk.
What building are you in?
An apartment building, I suppose.
Do you live in an apartment, Camille?
I don't live in an apartment.
What response offers the best possible outcome here? What are the risks of that response?
I suppose you would call the fire department.
So you're not going to save the baby yourself. Please ignore the timer.
Okay, well, there would be... I don't think I'm qualified.
Do you hate babies, Camille?
I do not hate babies. Babies are...
Are you threatened by babies?
I'm not threatened by anything, because I am Camille von Stein, wrestler.
Are you in character right now, Camille?
No.
Do you feel like you've been playing a character your entire life, Camille?
I wouldn't say I've been... No, I don't think I have.
Would it be...
No.
Would it be threatening to you if someone figured out what you're actually like under that character?
It's just like being on stage. It's a fun stage prompt.
Do you feel nervous when you're on stage?
I feel nervous right now.
Okay, good. You're late for work and the doors to the train are closing. The next train is not for 10 minutes. What do you stand to lose if you miss the train?
The train?
What do you stand to lose outside of the train? Please ignore the timer.
Okay, I'm probably on my way to my wrestling match. Mm-hmm. So I would lose the chance to be in the wrestling match.
Do you get paid for your matches?
If there's money spare.
Is that a no?
It's a no, probably. Yeah, that's a no.
What physical attributes would make it easier to resolve that threat?
If I had bigger muscles, I could probably stop the train.
Have you ever stopped a train with your own muscles?
Not yet.
Do you think that's something that you could achieve?
If I were to get big enough muscles, maybe.
Do you see trains as a threat?
I think people should see trains as a threat. They're big.
Even when you're inside of one?
Not if I'm inside of one. It depends on if it breaks down.
What would you find most nerve-wracking about being near a
1
train?
minute.
Please ignore the timer.
Okay, I would find the idea of missing it nerve-wracking. I would find the idea of being on the tracks nerve-wracking.
Have you ever hurt someone whilst wrestling?
Yes.
Did you see them as a threat?
No.
Did you try to
because
wipe
I'm
out
Camille
a threat?
No, I'm too strong for me to see anyone as a threat. So
How strong are you?
I can lift
How many threats could you disable with your own strength?
at least 3.
30 seconds.
What is the strongest thing you've had to take head on?
In theory, the train. I've been training.
You've been in front of a train before and you've needed to make it stop with your own muscles.
Well, no, it's like I was in a train yard. I was pulling the train to train.
9, 8,
You've pulled a train before.
6, 5,
Working my way up to
4,
stopping the train. Pull it first.
2, 1. Investigator, please make your final determination.
I'm just going to ask you one last question, Camille. Do you think that you could stop a moving train?
At present, I do not think I could stop a moving train.
Okay, you're about to be taken out of the room. Just hand that receipt to the person who's about to take you out of the room.
It says...
Don't worry about what it says. You'll be assessed independently by that person. If you could just take that out of your sleeve, just stand up for me.
Okay.
Have a collection, please.
But can we just
Collection
have
B, please.
What's B? What is B? What is B? No!
Thanks, Camille.
No, please! Just let me just talk again! That's how it goes, please!
Okay, could you just state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Mystique Monroe.
And what do you do, Mystique?
I'm sponsored by an energy drink brand.
Okay, and what's the name of that energy drink?
Pink Plus.
Okie dokie. Right. If you could just grab the blue cable that is currently next to you.
Okay.
Yeah, just slip that up your sleeve. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Excellent. All right. So I'm just gonna start a new interview with you here. So in a moment, I'm gonna ask you some questions about your self-image. These will require you to list some traits about yourself and explain how they developed. Answer honestly. If you're a human, then you have nothing to fear.
Cool.
Please remain calm. Do not attempt to leave the room. This will all be over soon. 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, Mystique. What's one thing that your biggest critic is correct about?
So like, I have this friend Jennifer, and like, I understand that she thinks that I can be like really self-absorbed, but I don't think she understands that like it's a massive part of my job. And like, you know what, she can kind of be self-absorbed too. It's kind of like honestly amazing that she notices I'm self-absorbed because, you know, she is so self-absorbed herself.
In what ways would your parents disagree with that assessment?
I think they think I'm just like a really nice person and like I really care a lot about other people.
Are you a nice person?
Yes. I can be.
Do you
really
care about
nice.
other people?
I really care about other people.
4
Like,
minutes remain.
Please ignore the timer. What is it about other people that you hold most valuable?
like I'm just so inspired by other people. Like the things they do. I just think like I'm inspiring, they're inspiring.
What about you is inspiring?
So like I have obviously built up my own brand that the energy drink Pink Plus sponsors me for. We like did it together as a collaboration. Like there's this guy Jeffrey over there. He's like great.
Missy, can we stop talking about other people and start talking about you a little bit?
Okay.
What about you is inspiring?
What about me is inspiring? Well, obviously the energy drink brand. It
And
is
outside
just
of that, you as a
having
person?
women everywhere.
minutes
You know,
remain.
like
Please
I'm
ignore
such a
the timer.
strong woman, and
Do you see yourself as
think it's
multiple women at one time?
I mean, I wear a lot of different hats. You know, like I'm doing a lot of.
What's a
different
family trait that
things.
skipped you?
A family trait that skipped me.
What's a trait that the rest of your family have that you don't?
So like, my mother, she's like really good at science, and like numbers
Would
and
you describe
stuff.
yourself as an intelligent person, Mystique?
I think intelligence has like degrees, you know, like.
Do you have a
some
degree?
People have. Not in like the technical sense.
Could you move a bit closer to the table,
But-
please?
Is this good?
Yeah.
Not in like the technical sense, but like have I studied things? I would say yes.
What things have you studied?
I have studied
2 minutes
just like
remain.
life.
timer.
Like I'm so good at just like getting into like philosophical thought processes and
What about your
stuff.
childhood would you say gave you that characteristic, your philosophical nature?
Oh, my childhood. Well, like, obviously I grew up with money, but like I just think I'm still so humble at the same time, and like I really just thought about other people, and like I'm just a really thoughtful person.
And what do you hope your peers value about you?
I hope they value that, like, yes, I'm a brand, but also I'm a person.
And what is Mystique the person?
Mystique, the person. You know, that's a really deep question.
If you could answer it, please. That'd be
I have spoken a lot about this on my blog. I'm a blogger. I put down my thoughts a lot because I've got a lot of really interesting thoughts.
Would you like to tell me any of those thoughts?
Yes. So I just think that, like, if everyone did one nice thing a day, the world would just be a better place, you know?
Do you think that the world will still hold you valuable when you're less beautiful?
Probably not. I mean, like, I'll always be beautiful with, like, there's, like, too much technology these days, and, like, I'm sure there's so many things. Like, people care about me for so many reasons, obviously.
Name one other reason that people care about you apart from your beauty.
Sometimes I post a blog post and I don't even post a picture of myself. Like, I'm really caring like that. I just want to get words out there. Other than, like, just sharing, like, the cool outfits I'm wearing every day, and, like, me with, like, my pink plus.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Delicious.
1. Investigator, please make your final determination.
Mystique, I'm going to ask you one last question.
Okay.
What would you do if you were ugly?
It's, like, a very hard thing to think about. It's quite hard to imagine such a scenario. If I was ugly, I guess I would be making Pink Plus rather than selling it. You know, I would be putting the drink in the bottle rather than holding the bottle up for everybody to see.
All right, Mystique, thank you very much for your participation. I'm just going to get someone to take you away now. If you just take this form and just hand it to the person who's about to drag you out of the room.
Okay.
Collection, please.
Perfect.
That's right. That's going to bleed for a couple of hours, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's like really expensive
Yeah.
top, but that's like totally fine. Bye.
Well done, investigator. The results of your test are now in. If you've successfully guessed the identities of all 3 subjects, you've passed. Let's see how you fared. Subject 1. Pierce. M. Religious leader. Your designation? Human. Final assessment findings? Human. Examination successful. Subject 2. Von Stein. C. Amateur wrestler. Your designation? Robot. Final assessment findings. Patient robot. Examination successful. Subject 3. Monroe M. Energy drink spokesperson. Your designation? Human. Final assessment findings. Error.